Let me do a little bit of an explanation. So for those of you who haven't seen it, I do have a video to explain what's going on here and why I'm using foot controls and all of those things and stuff. But I just wanted to do a quick rundown of what I'm using what for, so it's super duper obvious. I'll do my best. Here are my hands, just so you're not concerned about whether I am actually using them or not. You can see a picture just up here on the other side of the screen. It's not a live cam. I've chosen not to do that, but hopefully I can talk it through. So I'm swimming forwards. That's the left thumbstick. I'm looking around. That's the right thumbstick. A is self-explanatory. It's on a little wedge just to the side of my right joystick there. The reason it's on a little wedge is because it's easier to move my foot, and effectively I can hit it. I use my toes for the thumbsticks, and then I can hit the A that's on a wedge with the side of my foot, with the side of my right foot. So it's just a little bit easier to transition between one of the others. I don't have to completely take my foot up and move it to press something else. So left joystick, right joystick. If I want to switch left button and right button, they are the two controls that you can see on the floor on the left. Those two finger controls are my left button and right button. I originally had them as up and down, but I didn't end up using up and down, and it actually was far better for me to rebind them as this so I could switch through menus. The button that you see on the far right, just to the right of A, that brings up my PDA with all of the accidental screenshots that I've taken. And then again, those finger controls to the far left that do all of this stuff. This is pressing Y, which is in the center console. That's that. And there's an X just to the side. I'm aware that these are the other way around to how a controller is usually bound, but there is a X just off screen, just off the right bottom corner, which is my jump just there. The other thing is the cycling of the tools. I'm still trying to figure out if I can bind them individually. That would be amazing, but I just don't think I have enough buttons for it. So I've been cycling through, so I have to cycle through that way or cycle through that way. Let's just use up all the power for no reason whatsoever. So this is not my first playthrough of Subnautica. It's my favorite game. I played it all the way through on the normal mode, and then I played it on hardcore as permadeath, and I got to about 1200 meters, which I was very proud of. I was exceptionally proud of that. I've never played a game on permadeath before, so I feel like that was really good going. And I died because I ran out of oxygen. Don't judge me. We are currently playing on the mode that I can't remember the name of. What's it called, chat? Where it's just health. So I don't have to worry about my food, and I don't have to worry about my water. I just have to worry about my health and my oxygen. Freedom mode. I started using the control scheme to play on creative mode because I thought that that would be how limited I was. I thought that I would need more time and space to be able to do that. I was a bit disappointed because I didn't want all the materials. I didn't want to just be able to, let's go play with my sea moth. I didn't want all of the materials. I didn't want to not scan. I wanted to be able to search and figure things out. I just wanted that experience, and I couldn't do that with creative. So we moved to freedom, which I thought was going to be completely above me. I didn't think that it would be on the horizon, and yet here we are. One of the hardest things that I've had to adjust to in the game is the way that the sea moth pilots without up and down. So I originally played this on keyboard mouse, and having an up and down button was really useful. So I've kind of have to and technically I do have those buttons. I do have the right and left buttons that would be able to do that. However, the format of the way that they're mapped out on the floor, the way that they're mapped out on my mat, means that it's quite tricky to be able to do that while still maneuvering the sea moth. So effectively, to get those controls, I have to take my left foot off entirely, which means I then can't use my left foot to go forwards and backwards with the left joystick. That's been hard. The other thing that's been hard is switching between tools. So again, previously I played on keyboard mouse and I could just do 1, 2, 3, 4, but I just don't have enough buttons to be able to do that. So yeah, this is the control scheme. Have I missed anything? Do I need to say anything else? Hopefully this made sense. I said one last thing about a million times, but actually one last thing that's been tricky is positioning things to build. But what we've just done today, and thank you, Cypher, for explaining to me exactly how I do this. Did I just drop my power tool? Oh no, please don't tell me. What did I do with my habitat tool? Oh God. Wait, where is my, oh no. What have I done with my habitat tool? Sorry, it's in here. Oofed, what a relief. Okay, demonstration. So thank you, Cypher, for telling me about this, but this is a mod. This is the only mod that I have in Subnautica now, but effectively this means that I get to use the snapping, which has been really hard. That's been incredibly hard to figure out. So to be able to do this is pretty snazzy. Oh, I quite like that it's on a wonk. And I can use keyboard shortcuts to move it around and stuff like that, but I just don't have enough buttons to be able to do that on this control scheme. Come on, chair. Oh, what? Sorted. Does that explain? Look, Ma. No hands. Look, no hands. I've got a lot better. I can type stuff now. I can use the mouse. I can't do it for extended periods of time, and I can't grip a controller. When I first started using this, it was painful to type a sentence, and there was no way that I could have done anything. Now I'm at the point where for a very short period of time, I probably could use a traditional controller, but I certainly couldn't sit down and use a traditional controller for hours. I certainly couldn't do it for more than 10 minutes or so, and during that 10 minutes it would be painful. My condition, ankylosing spondylitis, it might get worse. It might go into periods of remission and then periods of flare-up, and I do plan to continue to use this control scheme at least until I have a good understanding of how flare-ups and remission works, if that's what happens to me. And it's going in that way. It is getting better. If things do carry on and go into remission for a little while, you will still see me using a foot controller, because I don't want to lose the ability or the strength or the dexterity, the fine motor control, by not doing it for a long period of time. And then if I need to come back to doing it, I wouldn't be able to just slip back into it. I'd have to relearn it again. And we need to do a huge shout out to Special Effect. I am a Special Effect ambassador, and they help make gaming accessible to everybody. They are who we raised money for our charity stream, where you guys ended up getting a dab emote. They do incredible work. I never thought that I would need to contact them and have their advice and help from them, but I did, and they were wonderful, and they helped made this possible. So please go and check them out. They're wonderful, 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 wonderful people. Why is that? Did I break it? I think I broke it.